Happy Sunday, witches. Welcome to the weekly astrology update and forecast for the next week and our last week of January. So stay tuned and let's go through all of the things coming up. Hello and happy Sunday. It is another frigid morning here. We had more snow yesterday. It was beautiful. I did stay at the shop all day, but I wanted to talk about the astrological events that have been going on. So, of course, the planetary alignment, this big planetary alignment that has everybody talking about doing all this manifestation work. I want to get into that because this could be a good thing and could be a bad thing depending on how you utilize the energy with the planets that are in this, conjunction that happened. Would have been last night. It peaked on the 25th and it actually goes through to our new moon, which is later this week. I did not add in my cup of the morning. I've had my morning Joe. This is my water cup. I have had this for probably 5 years now. My brother had given me an Amazon gift card for Christmas a few years ago, and I decided to get on Amazon and purchase this. And this is my, if you know me, this is my everywhere cup. You will see me carrying this everywhere. It's just, this has become my water jug. So that is what I am drinking out of today, because it's way past cup of Joe time. So let's talk about the planets that are in this month's conjunction, because there are actually two. There is the one that peaked on the 25th of January. There is also another one that is going to come in at the end of February with an additional planet that I think would be better for bigger manifestations. So let's get into this. So if you missed the peak of the conjunction last night, it's okay. It's going to stay there until, I believe, the 29th, which is our new moon. This is going to be our astrological new year because it is the first new moon of the calendar year of 2025, and it is also the Chinese New Year, which I believe this year is the year of the snake. So there is a lot of inner transformational work going on with this specific planetary alignment and the new moon that's coming up next week. I make notes. When I dive into this and I really want to get into the planetary poles and what exactly everything means and how it affects you, I dive into it. I make notes. I want to make sure that I am, intentional about what I'm putting on my channel, because if you go and you play with your birth chart, or if you know, figure out maybe this isn't for you, at least I've given you some good reasons why. So there are 6 planets: Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. All 6 of these lined up with our moon last night, and they will continue to appear lined up. And I mean appear lined up because here we are floating around on our little blue planet, and it looks like from where we are at, things are aligned in the sky, when in reality, if you get out into space, they are not. It's just how it looks from our point of view. Um, Out of the 6 planets, we have 2 of them. No, we have 3 of them that are in retrograde. So, of course, that's the first thing that I do when I dive into any of these planetary movements and these big conjunctions and things of sorts, because the retrograded planets could affect how you move forward with any kind of manifestation work. This specific conjunction, and if you missed out on last night, it's okay. You've got today, you've got tomorrow, you've got, the first part of this next week to work with the energy of this planetary alignment. But there are three planets in retrograde. Um, Uranus. Uranus is the first planet that is in retrograde. This planet is all about enlightenment, and it is all about bringing things to the surface that you need to address. This planet is gently nudging you to look at things that might not have worked so far. And maybe since our last new moon at the end of December, look at what has not really worked for you, or maybe things that have popped up in your life. They don't have to be catastrophic, they can be just little things. This is the cosmos kind of pushing you, saying, hey, now is a good time to maybe revisit this or look at this before it becomes a big deal. Uranus encourages change, and it does this while it's in retrograde. So it's okay that this specific planet is in retrograde, because working with that energy can actually benefit you. This is your call to address the little things that might be coming up. Uranus is in retrograde until January 30th. So you've got through the new moon here to work with, that enlightenment energy and things that are coming to light that you should address. The next planet that we have in retrograde is Jupiter. This is another planet that actually benefits you by being in retrograde. It is in retrograde until February 4th. So again, you have time to work with that energy with this alignment. This is the truth seeker. This is the wisdom seeker. This is the one that, provides you opportunities to look at bigger pictures. So while you are getting these enlightened moments through Uranus, you have Jupiter kind of pushing you as well. And these, like I said, these two planets are the ones that benefit you the most when they are in retrograde. Not everything in retrograde is bad. However, our third planet that's in retrograde, which is Mars, I did speak a little bit on my last video. So if you want to touch base on that, I delved a little bit further into that one. But Mars is the planet of war. So you could be experiencing some serious frustration, things that are coming to light. This is the one planet that is working against us. So I want you to be very specific about the manifestations that you use, because this is the one that's going to cause the frustration and cause the possible lash outs if you don't control your emotions. So do you want to do big manifestations with this? For me, no. This is still, we're in January again. I will talk about working with the seasons and working with the planet. We in the Northern Hemisphere are still in hibernation mode. Right now, this should still be our planning stages. So using Uranus and Jupiter's energies, this is how you plan to move forward. These are the changes that you need to make in order to say, okay, this is going to do me better good in the long run than if I ignore this now. This could revisit me later, bite me in the ass because I didn't address it when it came up. So seriously look, between the last new moon and this new moon coming up, and just adjust accordingly. Now, let's talk about this new moon, our Chinese New Year. I think it's the 29th. I know it differs with every time zone, but I'm pretty sure it's the 29th. This is our astrological new year. This is the first new moon of 2025. This to me is, a good time to make money bowls for the year, make long-term intentions, not so much the short-term stuff. So this is a plan. This is like if you want to do a New Year's resolution and stick to some kind of an exercise plan, a meditation plan, a tarot card pull a day plan. This new moon is that kind of energy. This is long form intentions. It is the year of the snake. This is a transformational year because, as we know, a snake sheds its skin periodically throughout the year as growth occurs. So, really, this is a year of change. We are confronting the things that have held us back, the skin of emotional traumas, attachments, things that we don't need anymore. We are periodically shedding that shit this year. So that is the kind of mindset, with it being the Chinese New Year and the year of the snake. That's the kind of mindset you need to kind of carry through this year. Really focus on what needs to be done in your life. And it's not just little things. This is more about rebuilding yourself, not cutting people out of your life, which that comes at any time. You know, sometimes people, situations have run their course. We have all heard the fact that, some people come into your life for a reason and they are there for a certain amount of time to help you through or to assist during a certain struggle. We don't look at how they move on. Sometimes that is a traumatic situation in itself. Sometimes it is something, a learning lesson on your part that you have to go, okay, I have to let this go. But that's with anything, not just people. This year should just really be about what you can do to make yourself better. This, to me, you're the snake transformation. What can you do to better commit to your craft? So I mentioned things about doing daily tarot pulls, journaling, really commit to maybe doing some more spell work, things of that sort. This is a year of transformation. You're going to grow into a whole new version of you if you really utilize all of the changes that you can put on yourself, that you can make happen. So next month, this is the planetary alignment that I want to talk about, because all 6 of these planets that we just had are going to reappear one more time with an added 7th planet, and that is Mercury. And we all know Mercury is that planet of communication. So when that sucker goes into retrograde, we don't want to mess around with that shit. Everybody kind of hibernates, right? Well, this is the fun thing about next month's alignment, is we're going to have 7 planets. Mercury's added in, and none of them are in retrograde. I went back, I looked. So this is kind of an energetic reset. We don't have anything negative pulling on us. We don't have anything amplifying us. The planets are all clear. So when this alignment happens, this would be a good one to really manifest with. And that is on the 28th of February, the last day of February, because I don't think we have a leap year this year. So it is the last day of February. We have Mercury retrograde going in the middle of March. So March 15th is retrograde. We are, if you hit it on the 28th, you are just shy of that 2 weeks post shadow period that everybody talks about, where shit kind of like starts feeling funky and you're building up to it. Mercury is a clusterfuck, it ruins 2 weeks before, it ruins 2 weeks after, if you are affected by that specific retrograde. And I've had several of them that don't affect me, and other ones that do. And weirdly enough, talking about this January's alignment here of the planets, there's been a lot of people experiencing some weird ass energy. Customers that have come into the store, myself included. And it was like, when this planetary alignment peaked, it was almost like a breath of fresh air. It was almost like a release for me specifically, because the rest of this month, if you go back and watch any of my YouTube channel or my YouTube episodes, oh my gosh, this month has been crazy and it has been a hot fucking dumpster fire. So the fact that, when this hit, everything kind of released, it was like, what a breath of fresh air. I needed that. Remotivating and, kind of getting a fire under my ass about doing things and getting things done. And hopefully other people are feeling this kind of energy too. I think, really with this new moon, just utilize what steps, can you take to be that snake and transformation, transform yourself. I'll get the words out eventually, the correct words, but transform yourself. What can you do? Like, that should be the game plan and what you manifest with this new moon, because that planetary parade is still kind of at the ends of its peak, and Mars is still in retrograde. So like I said, Mars is really the only planet out of all 6 of them here that has me second guessing doing any huge manifestation works. This is more planning. Like I said, we're in the cold months in the northern hemisphere. We're in hibernation mode. This isn't a time to act on everything. This is a time to plan. This is a time to, have a path set. And then at the end of next month, when this 7th planet comes in and we have this next conjunction, that's when you want to manifest big shit. So there is our weekly forecast, our new moon update. That is the only main thing that we have coming this next week. Utilize it wisely and get yourself a plan together, and plan on this year being your year of the snake, your year of transformation. And I hope you guys have an excellent Sunday. And we'll talk again probably Tuesday, because I have another tarot deck that I want to go through and do an unboxing and do a collective reading, per se. So we'll talk then.